Hey everyone, ready for another deep dive?
Always.
This one might seem a little basic at first, but trust me, it gets interesting. We're exploring the science behind drinking water, like right when you wake up.
Morning hydration.
Exactly. We found a whole podcast dedicated to it called Hydration Nation. And we're going to see what they have to say.
Sounds refreshing.
They kick things off with a simple question. How many of you wake up thirsty?
Well, I know I author do. You haven't had anything to drink for hours while you're sleeping.
That's their point. It's totally natural to wake up a little dehydrated.
It's like our bodies are sending us a signal. Time to rehydrate. Starting your day hydrated is a bit like hitting the refresh button for your whole system.
Love that analogy. And Hydration Nation gets into the benefits too.
Yeah.
They highlighted 3 big ones.
Okay, lay them on me.
Okay, first up, metabolism.
Interesting.
Apparently, some studies have shown that drinking water in the morning can boost your metabolism by up to like 30% for a whole hour.
Really? I wonder how that works.
It's all about enzymes, from what I gather.
Oh, right. Enzymes. Water helps to activate a lot of the enzymes that are involved in breaking down fats and carbs. So it's like giving your metabolism a little jump start. Could even potentially help with, weight management over time.
That's a pretty compelling reason to grab a glass of water right away.
Definitely.
And then there's the impact on digestion.
Classic advice, right? Drink water for better digestion.
But Hydration Nation actually explained how it works.
Right, because it's not just magic.
So imagine your digestive system's like a garden that's been sitting in the sun all night. Water's like that first rain shower.
I like that. Softens everything up, gets it ready for the day ahead.
Right. It preps the intestines to absorb nutrients and encourages those digestive juices to start flowing.
Makes sense.
Makes you think twice about what you're reaching for first thing.
For sure.
And the last benefit they talked about was mental clarity. Always looking for an edge there.
Oh yeah, me too.
They were saying that even mild dehydration can mess with your brain power. Slower reaction times, trouble with memory, and even your mood takes a hit.
You know what? That explains a lot. I always feel a little foggy in the mornings, even before my coffee.
Right. So that brain fog feeling might actually be a sign that you need to hydrate.
Makes sense. Hydrating those brain cells. It's like waking them up gently, no caffeine jitters required.
Love it. So say I'm convinced. How much water are we talking about here?
Okay, so Hydration Nation suggests around 16 ounces.
2 cups, roughly.
Yeah. But they were really big on listening to your body.
Of course, everyone's different.
Exactly. Activity level, climate, overall health.
Yeah.
These all play a part in how much water you actually need.
Solid advice. Now, sometimes plain water can feel a bit...
I hear you.
What did Hydration Nation suggest for making it more appealing?
Well, they mentioned a few things. Lemon, for one.
Classic.
Little vitamin C boost. Plus, it just tastes brighter.
I can practically taste it.
They also talked about honey.
Oh, interesting.
Natural sweetness, obviously, but it also has antibacterial properties, which is pretty neat.
Good to know.
And for those of us who are, more active or maybe live in warmer places, electrolytes are key.
Makes sense.
When you sweat, you lose electrolytes, and those are minerals that are vital for regulating fluids in your body.
I'm seeing a pattern here.
Definitely.
Hydration Nation really connected those seemingly small choices to a bigger picture of well-being.
It's like those little things add up.
And speaking of that, they shared a story from one of their listeners, Sarah from Colorado.
What happened?
She started making morning water part of her routine, and she noticed all these benefits.
What kind of benefits?
Things like clearer skin, better digestion, even more energy for workouts.
Wow. And all from just consistently hydrating. It shows how taking care of those basic needs can really ripple outward.
Right, like setting yourself up for success.
Okay.
But then they brought up a myth that I think a lot of people believe. The idea that you have to chug a ton of water first thing in the morning.
I've heard that. Like, gotta down a whole bottle before you even think about breakfast.
Yeah. But Hydration Nation was like, nope. Consistency throughout the day is what matters most.
I guess it makes sense. Don't want to overload your system, right?
Yeah, and it takes the pressure off. Just start your day with a good amount of water and then keep listening to your body's cues.
Much more sustainable approach.
So we've covered a lot of ground here. What are some of the key takeaways our listeners should keep in mind?
The big takeaway for me is that morning hydration isn't just some trendy health fad. It's about giving our bodies what they need to thrive. And the beauty of it is that it's accessible to everyone. No fancy equipment or expensive supplements required.
Exactly. It's such a simple yet powerful habit that can have a profound impact on our health and well-being. I think what's so inspiring is that it reminds us to pay attention to the basics. We often get caught up in searching for complex solutions when sometimes the simplest answers are right in front of us.
I absolutely agree. It's a call to tune in to our body's natural rhythms and signals. Thirst is a fundamental human need, and honoring that need first thing in the morning can really set a positive tone for the entire day.
It's almost like a little self-care ritual, a moment of intentionality that puts you on a path of well-being.
And if something as simple as drinking water can have such a positive impact, imagine what other small changes we could make to optimize our days.
That's such a great point. It makes you wonder, what other small changes could we make to optimize our days? It's a great question, right?
Makes you think. Hydration Nation really emphasized that those little things can make a big difference.
For sure. So besides that first glass of water, any other tips for staying hydrated throughout the day?
Well, the most obvious one is probably just having water handy all the time, like keep a water bottle with you.
Yeah, visual reminder. I know I forget to drink if I don't have it right there.
Right. Out of sight, out of mind. You can also set reminders on your phone or even use one of those like hydration tracking apps.
I've seen those. Do they actually work?
Some people find them helpful. It's all about finding what keeps you accountable, right?
True. And I guess it's important to remember that everyone's hydration needs are different.
Oh, absolutely. They talked about that on Hydration Nation too.
It makes sense. If you're super active or you live in a hot place, you'll need more water.
Yeah, it's not one size fits all. Climate, activity level, even just your overall health, all factors.
So pay attention to what your body's telling you.
Exactly. And if you're ever unsure, you can always chat with your doctor or a registered dietitian. They can give you some personalized advice.
Good point. Now, what about those of us who, find plain water a bit boring?
I hear you. I do love my water, but sometimes I want a little something extra.
Exactly. Are there other drinks that, count towards your hydration goals?
Definitely. Things like herbal tea, unsweetened fruit juices, even milk can help you stay hydrated. But you do have to be mindful of added sugars and artificial ingredients.
Right. Got to read those labels carefully.
Always a good idea.
So it's not just about what we drink, but also what we eat.
You got it. Some foods are super hydrating, like watermelon or cucumbers. They have a really high water content.
And I guess things like salty snacks or alcohol would have the opposite effect.
Exactly. They can actually dehydrate you. So it's all about balance, right?
It always is. It seems like hydration is really connected to so many aspects of well-being.
That's what I'm taking away from all this, for sure. It's not just about quenching your thirst, it's about nourishing your body on a deeper level.
And that brings us back to that question, doesn't it? What other simple changes can we make to optimize our days?
Ooh, I like where you're going with this.
It's pretty inspiring, actually. If something as simple as drinking water can make such a difference, what other small changes could we be making?
It's a great question to ponder. Makes you realize how much power we have to impact our own well-being, even in small ways.
Right. So what are some other things that come to mind? What could our listener try?
Well, one that I'm a big advocate for is mindful breathing.
Ah, interesting.
Just taking a few minutes, even throughout the day, to just really focus on your breath. Breathe in deep, exhale slowly.
Sounds relaxing already.
It is, and it's amazing for reducing stress and just getting some mental clarity. You can do it anywhere, too.
Like a mini meditation you can take with you.
Exactly. Waiting in line, stuck in traffic. Even while you're brushing your teeth.
Love it.
What else?
Oh, posture. That's another one.
Posture.
Yeah. So many of us are hunched over computers or phones all day. It's a recipe for neck pain, back pain, headaches.
Ugh, tell me about it. I'm definitely guilty of that.
But if you make an effort to sit up straight, roll those shoulders back.
Okay, doing it now.
It can make a huge difference. And taking breaks to stretch too, it all adds up.
It's like those little reminders throughout the day to take care of yourself.
Exactly. Oh, and speaking of energy.
Are we talking about the afternoon swamp?
We are. If you're feeling that dip in energy, sometimes the best thing to do is just get moving.
Seriously. Even just a quick walk, a few jumping jacks, anything to get your blood flowing.
I've actually noticed that myself. When I force myself to get up and move around, I always feel better afterward.
Right. It's amazing what a little movement can do. It doesn't have to be a whole workout, just something to shake things up.
It's all about those little tweaks, those consistent efforts, right?
Absolutely. And I think that's a great takeaway from this whole deep dive.
Yeah.
It's not about making these huge, drastic changes. It's about those small, everyday choices that, when you add them all up, can really transform your well-being.
So to our listener, we challenge you. What small changes can you make today? What little things can you do to nourish your body and mind?
Remember, even the tiniest steps can make a difference. It's all about progress, not perfection.
Beautifully said. Well, on that note, we'll wrap things up here. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
Until next time, stay curious and stay hydrated.
And keep exploring those small changes that can make a big impact. We'll see you next time.